Hi guys, it's me, Sloan, and I have Charlie with me again. Hey Charlie.
Hey, what's up?
Now, last time we were talking, we were talking about the freedom of being single, which kind of led to the other conversation. Relationship drama.
Oh yeah.
Eh, Everyone has it. It's torture. We all put ourselves through it.
Yes.
Some of us keep putting ourselves through it
Just to be happy. Just to
to be
be
happy.
happy.
But you're not going to be happy if you keep
Yeah.
putting up with the drama. The
Yes.
drama is what makes you miserable, and you know the drama is going to continuously make you miserable, and yet you continue with the drama because, but I love them. They can change. Clearly, you don't love them. What you love is the idea of them, the idea of who you thought you were getting with. But you don't love them. You love the idea of the life that you would have with them. But again, that's not them you love. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, like with me, it was like a love hate,
Mm-hmm.
love hate. Like there were a lot of things that I went through just to still be with that person, but in the long run, though, I did realize that it was like a long mistake. I was actually sacrificing my sanity
Mm-hmm. And your happiness.
and there you go, and happiness you know, just to like, just to be with someone. But it's like, no, it's not worth it. I mean, if you're not happy with someone, just leave.
I think that's the point. A lot of people stay because they think they can turn the situation around. But if you've tried to turn the situation around more than a handful of times and it still hasn't worked, I can almost guarantee you it's never going to.
No, it's not. No, it's not. There's going to be hate. There's going to be resentment, and over time, that's going to build up more and more, and maybe like some, and
And I'm not talking about, oh, well, we talked about things and we compromised and things are okay. That's fine. I'm talking about the basic things. You have a conservative and a liberal that get married and they find that they clash on certain fundamental things. You know what I mean? It's those things, the ones that are just like your core values are just not there and you're not connected.
yeah, exactly. Some people just like rush into it.
Well, they get into it because they admire the person and they love the things that they're into, but they don't get into who the person is until they're deep in the relationship already. And then once they're deep in the relationship already, a lot of people fall into the pattern of, well, we've dated this long. It's about that time to get a ring. It's about that time to get a house. It's about that time for wedding bells. It's about that time for kids. It's like they have this clock inside their head that life is telling them, we need to do this. This needs to be done. It's that time.
Yeah,
And that's not okay
no, it's not.
because then you're not doing it for the person. You're not there for the person. You're not in love with the person. You are going according to your schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go according to any schedule. I went according to what I thought people expected of me. You know, I thought, well, let's be honest, my parents weren't exactly the healthiest relationship to guide myself by. My father has stopped drinking since, but I think the scariest thing I've ever seen him do is fling my mother across a room, like literally ragdoll her, just
Mm-hmm.
across the room, and it scared the piss out of me, you know. But I thought that that's what relationships were. So when I started with the crazy guy, the psychopath, when it graduated to that, I assumed that's the next natural course of relationships. the next natural evolution because my parents did it. My uncles did it. Like everyone I knew was in that type of relationship. And so I thought that that was the next natural progression. That was something you had to deal with if you were going to be in love, because that's what love was. Now, while I understand love and hate kind of live in the same spectrum, there's a big circle of emotion, right? And there's a line in the middle. And love and hate both live on the same line. It's like a meter. Love and hate both live on that same line. One side of the meter is love, and the other side of the meter is hate. But all of that is passion, and the other side is complacency. One side of the line is passion. Think about that. And the other side is complacency. So you have passion for the person, and it's on a scale. You may have only a little bit of passion for the person, or may have a lot of passion for the person. The more passion you have for the person, the more you love the person. Sometimes when you get angry with the person, the more you can really hate the person.
But there's also hope that, like, whatever you hate from the person, that they'll probably, change.
Change. Now that's the big one, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Because everyone expects that someone is going to change for them, for the better, because things are bad. But then the person doesn't change. And it leads to so much disappointment, because people don't change unless they feel a need to change. It's like addiction. Unless they see they need to change the situation, they're not going to. They're comfortable exactly where they are.
Yeah, but like also like with the relationship, as I brought up, it's like you love the person, but you hate the person, but you still want to be with that person just because you're hoping that they will change,
And because you're comfortable in the relationship.
Yeah, but you're also like trying to like see if you could actually help them change to what you want them to be.
Because you have hopes of the person you see that they can become.
Yeah.
But that person's imaginary.
Yeah.
That person is imaginary. That person lives inside your head, not theirs.
Exactly.
They can only become the person they want to become, the person they choose to become. And it's unfair. It's unfair because what happens in the end is these people become so delusional in their way for some reason or another, or they do make the change 10, 15, 20 years later after it matters. Like let's say an alcoholic who beats his wife, he goes through relationship after relationship because that's what he does, and then he gets sober, and he finally finds that one person, and he realizes he had that beauty, that love in so many different places, and he was the toxicity, he was the problem, and he's like, well, shit, how do you fix that? You can't go back in time. You can't give them back the time. You can't give them back their memories of better time. You can't make it up to them, like, not like that. Any relationship, when it's toxic like that, you can't give the person back the time that they've lost on you. That brings me to that song by LP, Lost on You. After everything I've lost on you, is that lost on you? Oh man,
I gotta look that up.
Oh, that's the one with the amazing voice though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, short curly hair, tiny public shape. Beautiful voice, beautiful voice. Anyway, sorry.
That's all right. All right, back on topic.
Back on topic. Relationships are work.
They are.
And when you're in a relationship, when you get into a relationship, you have to be able to put in that work, and you have to be willing to put in that work. And if both partners are not willing to put in that work, or if they don't just sink, then it's doomed. You know?
It really is. It really is. Like frustrations will build up.
Mm-hmm.
The arguments will arise.
Over nothing.
Exactly.
For nothing. Dinner isn't done on time. What the fuck have you been doing all day long?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I've been cleaning your house. Like, what? I, Hmm.
It's crazy. Really is
And
crazy.
then things lead to name calling,
Oh, yeah.
and then the violence.
Mm.
It's just not even the violence before the violence, the threat of violence, that lingering threat of violence. Sure, the violence is bad, but that threat, like it's coming. You just don't know when or how, and then you're on eggshells.
Oh yeah. I've been there. I've been there. I've been there.
It's not a fun place to be.
No, it isn't.
It's not a fun place to be.
No, it freaking isn't. No, it isn't.
I mean, I lived there for 3 years. I was with him for 6. And he was gruff at first. I kind of like that. You know, I guess I had daddy issues. And then he was possessive. And then it was a lot of, you know, and then, through gritted teeth
Oh,
and the whispers like, don't talk to me later. I'll deal with it later. You know what I mean? Like the gruffness of it for 3 years before it got bad.
yeah. I know. I know that some people in their lives have dealt with when you're texting somebody, you get a reply back. What do you want?
Right, right,
Just text it to see how your day is going.
right. But then when they text you and you don't text back in seconds,
Forget about it. All hell breaks loose.
oh my God.
All freaking hell breaks loose.
But again, that goes back to them seeing you as a possession,
Possession.
like they own you.
Yeah.
Once you're theirs, rude. Once you're theirs, they own you, and all of a sudden, where are you? What are you doing? Well, why are you there? What friends? What are you talking about? Come home right now.
I am your only friend.
Right. Because you didn't make the plans with them, because they're insecure, because they've been cheated on before, or because maybe they have their own issues to work out. This is why I think a lot of people need therapy. It'll help them sort this stuff out,
Yes.
and understand, oh well, that's insecurity. That's your insecurity, not their problem. And then they can sit down with their feelings and be like, oh, okay, well maybe if I text them and they don't text back for 5 minutes, it's okay because they texted me back in a half hour because they were busy. You know what I mean? I'm not being ghosted. It's that constant fear of not being loved. It's the need to be loved. Like they say, I love you, and they want to hear it back. They don't say it because they mean it. They say it because they want to hear it back.
Yeah.
And that's painful. It's painful to watch because that person doesn't even love themselves. How are you going to get someone to love you the way you want them to love you if you don't know how to be loved because you don't love yourself? I think everybody needs to take the time to be alone, to be single, and really explore themselves. What do I like? What do I not like? Take yourself on a date. I do it. I take myself out to restaurants. I'll take myself out to a nice club.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I met you guys.
Yeah.
I took myself out that night.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you felt the tension energy on my part when we were talking.
Dude, I felt everyone's energy. I'm an empath. That's
Yes.
what I do. I just, I try to block it out. It was a club night. It was, I was there to relax and have fun. But it was a crazy time because I needed that because I was just getting, well, no, I was still with Mr. Wrong during that time. Yeah, those were the nights I went out hunting for someone so that we could bring back for him to watch.
Well, that I didn't know.
Yeah. Why'd you think I got all dolled up like a gothic Barbie doll?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, that and because I like my clothing. I just have a really amazing wardrobe. Uh, but no, yeah, like relationships all have their problems. All of them. Even the ones that you think are perfect. Again, Mr. Wrong. We had an open relationship. We were polyamorous. We told each other about all of our partners. We shared our partners with each other via video chat. It was an open and honest exchange because voyeurism is participation. We were participating in each other's lives entirely, completely. He would spend days online with me, days in a video chat. We're talking, hey, baby, you're awake now. Oh, great, that's wonderful. You know, this, that, and the other. I'm about to go to sleep. Or this, because he lives overseas,
Right.
you know. So whenever he'd come here, we'd spend a month holed up in his hotel
Hmm.
you know.
Well, that's
Well, not holed up in his hotel room, really. You ever seen me hanging out with a tall Irishman? Long, long hair, 6'9".
no.
Okay. Well, he and I used to go out clubbing whenever he was in town. Because, you know, he also liked the type of boys I like. Yeah. See, again, open relationship that worked in every way. So we were all, how do you fuck that up? Right?
Yeah.
How do you mess that up?
I have no fucking clue.
Oh, every relationship, even the perfect ones, have problems.
Yeah.
He was scared to tell me about his little Asian fetish. And he had an Asian girl that he hid from me for 2.5 years. 2.5 years. All while proposing to me. I'm glad I kept hesitating.
Hmm. Because you truly don't know a person until you actually start being intimate with them, getting to know them.
But I think that's a whole process that people need to learn how to do. You know, it's the getting to know you phase. I hate the getting to know you phase. I
Yes.
wrote a book, buy it, read it, you'll know me to a degree. Ask me questions after that. I hate getting through that part of the getting to know you phase.
Yes.
My childhood, my psycho boyfriend, my dating a porn star. Like it was all, it's in there, it's done, it's over with. You know, new life, starting over here. This is who I am now,
Yeah, exactly.
you know.
Exactly.
But I come with my own baggage. I do. Because I'm a polyamorous person, because I do have partners that I'm not active with, but if they showed up at my doorstep, they're my wives. Of course, I let them in, and they mostly male, but they are my wives. Of course, I'd let them in. I would do anything for them. I would die for them. You know what I mean? Let some man be dating me now, and my wife shows up at my door.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It'll be awkward for them unless they understand. This is me being honest with you. This is me being open with you. This is not me trying to threaten you in any way or make you feel jealous because this is a person who completes a whole different part of me.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, but there will be like no secrets in between.
Right.
I mean, you'll
Whatever
know what's
conversations they have with me can be had with my other partner as well
right.
because there are no secrets. People don't understand that about polyamory. A lot of people get into polyamory because, oh, yay, I can have multiple partners and I can just go away scot free with that. But most of them most of them cheat. They're not polyamorous, they're cheaters. They're serial cheaters because they date this person and that person and that person and they don't tell them. They don't tell any of them. And then it's like, oh, well, babe, I'm polyamorous. well, you didn't say that to begin with. You started dating them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people don't understand the true meaning of polyamory. But I don't want to teach a course on that. Imagine me being a teacher on life skills, life hacks for polyamory, life hacks for being human, life hacks for sociology, life hacks for like uh, surviving on the streets. You know, I don't know. Relationships give me stress. Everyone else's relationships give me stress, and I don't even have to be there for it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, it took time. Like since like once I got like my own place and stuff like that. I mean, like it took it took a little. I mean, I can't say like it took a little bit, but like about like 3 or 4 days when I first got my place. I actually sat down and evaluated myself,
Right.
and I was like, saying, look at you now. You're good. You don't gotta worry about like,